All right, so welcome to office hours. Thanks for joining. It's pretty straightforward. You guys ask questions that you have and use the Q&A button beneath me. I'll answer them in the order that they're received if I can. And yeah, we'll just do that as long as there's questions. So, all right. So Samo, your question. Pretty long. So I'm just wondering if I want to read this out for people. I definitely want people to know what the question is so that they understand the answer. But I'm just wondering if there's a more succinct way I can put this. So the first part of your question is you're saying that you have 3 types of membership in your company: general, partners, and gold levels. And then for each one of those types of membership, you have different prices. So, and you're calling them student, individual, dual, corporate. Okay, so you have 4. So as I understand it, you have 3 top level things, and then for each 3 of those things, you have 4 prices that people can pay to get them. Let me know if I'm correct so far. So you're wondering the best way to set this up. So yeah, I would say the best way to do this would be to create a membership level for each of your top level things. A membership level for general, partners, and gold, and then for each one of those, create products. And I'll share my screen and I'll show you how I would do this for one of them and 2 prices for one of them. So, and then from that, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying very clearly. So I'll go to their demo site, demo.membermouse.com. And everybody has access to this. The admin password is available here. If you want to come here, log around, take a look at things, log around. Some of my words clearly are getting mixed up today, but you get what I mean. But just know that I know that that's happening. I'm not sure why. Okay, so product settings. So what you're gonna do, the first thing you do, let's take your general membership. So we'll call this general, and for now we're gonna call this free. We're gonna call this a free membership type because we haven't created the products yet. It depends on the order in which you do things and on how you're gonna do this. And right now I'll just specify we're not gonna send welcome email to these members. And I'll just go ahead and save that. That's all we need to do. So now you're saying for this general membership, you have 4 different pricing tiers. And they were you called them student, individual, and dual, and corporate. So let's just do student and individual. That should be enough. Okay, so let's just say create product. This is going to be student for general. Now, keep in mind the product name is what's going to be shown to people on the checkout page. So you're going to want to name the product name something that is going to be visibly good for people to understand what they're getting. So I'm not going to worry about that because I'm just doing this as an example, but that's something you should keep in mind. And we'll just say that this is $10 a month with a free trial. I don't know if this is accurate for pricing, but it doesn't really matter for this. So I'll create that. So now we have a student general pricing, and now we'll create the individual general product, and we'll make this $15 a month with the same trial, 14-day free trial. Okay, so now that we've created, and you would do this 2 more times for the products because you have 4, but this is enough. So now we'll go back to membership levels, go into general, this membership we created, and make it now paid. And you can now see these 2 products I created. So I'll say that I'll select both of these, which essentially means that if either of these products is purchased, the person will be put on the general membership level. And then I'll go ahead and save this. And now you can see here listed that if I buy the individual or the student product, I will get this membership level. So ultimately at the end of doing all this, you'll have 3 membership levels, and each membership level will have 4 products listed with the appropriate price. And anytime you want to offer somebody, the product to buy, you simply come to purchase links here. You select which product you want them to buy, a student, individual, whatever. So let's just say student. And then to put it on your website somewhere, you just copy this purchase link smart tag. And then to actually send a physical link to somebody, you just copy and paste this link into an email or put it on wherever, put it on the web, wherever. Okay, so that's that part. Since a free membership level is the default level and our group technically doesn't have a free membership level to sign up for, do you recommend this being a way for a user to sign up to be on the mailing list and set this free member to subscriber? So the whole concept behind the free membership level, it really only comes into play if the first thing that somebody purchases from you is not a membership. So let's just take an example. Like say we go to our bundles here. We have a special offer bundle. Say that the bundle is the first thing that somebody buys. Well, then the question is, what membership level should they be on? Now in the bundle settings, you can actually specify a default membership if you want for when people purchase this bundle, but by default, it says to use the system default, right? So, but it's also possible that you could have a product, a standalone product that isn't associated with any access, right? So let's just say that this is $15, right? So if somebody buys this product, what membership level should they be on? The answer is the default membership level. That's why the default membership level exists. So it's there because it needs to be there from an architectural standpoint, but from a standard use case standpoint, it doesn't really come into play that much, because most of the time, and I recommend really, there's never a reason why you should be selling standalone products. You should always at least have a bundle associated with them. Even if you're not planning on protecting content with that product that people are buying, if you want to do so in the future for some reason, at least then you have it done. So there's no harm in it. You don't lose anything by it, but you can gain something in the future if your plans change or something. So the default membership level, I would just always I wouldn't touch it. I would just leave it there. But if you want to have, because again, the only reason somebody's going to end up on a default membership level is if they buy a product from you that isn't associated with access, or they buy a bundle for you as the first thing and it's associated with the default membership level. So it sounds, you would know if you had a scenario in which people would end up on the default membership level. So, and it's really not an issue you need to be thinking about where somebody could accidentally find a way to log in and sign up for the free membership level, because they would need to have this reference ID and get to your checkout page and know the reference ID for the free membership level, which is unlikely. Even if somebody was somehow able to sign up for the free membership level, if you haven't protected any content using that membership level, they're not going to get access to anything anyway. So it's not really any sort of risk. I don't know if that's something you were concerned about, but I know some people have wondered, oh, is that like some backdoor into my system? People can get things for free. No, if you don't actually protect anything with that membership level, even if somehow somebody finds a way to get it, which is unlikely, they won't get access to anything. Anyway, long way around. Getting back on track. So you can just leave the default membership as it is. I wouldn't use it for anything unless you actually know you want to use it. But if you actually do want to have a free subscriber level, I would just create a free membership level specifically for that purpose, and have it not be the default membership level. Okay, that's what I would do. And then you were asking, And then, yeah, when you do that, now when you do your email settings and you specify the provider you want to integrate with, you'll be able to associate a mailing list with that membership level so that when somebody signs up for that free membership level, they're automatically added to the mailing list. For marketing automation emails other than forgot password and account creation, welcome email, are these supposed to be set up in a third-party CRM? MemberMouse, and your fourth question is kind of the same answer. I see that there is a thank you page. Do emails get sent out as well as the thank you confirmation page? So MemberMouse, any emails that you want MemberMouse to send out, the only option you have available for what emails for MemberMouse to send out, other than, are there any emails that MemberMouse sends out? Yeah, the forgot password email is one, which you can modify the template here. But any other email that's going to be sent out by MemberMouse is going to be done so through setting up a push notification. So push notifications allow you to, based on certain events in the system, send an email out to a customer, to somebody on your internal team. You can also call a custom script or notify Zapier. I'm not going to go into that right now. But you have all these options of events where you can send out an email. So with regards to your question about can you send an email to the customer after they purchase something? Yes. What you would do is, I believe there's a support article on it. So I'll kind of just breeze over the high level, and the support article will tell you step by step. But basically on the payment received event or the rebill payment received event, you would just specify, I want to send an email to the current member, and you can use the order receipt template as a starting point, and you'll see it already has smart tags in here, which inserts dynamic data into the email, including the price that was spent, billing address, shipping address, and of course you can delete anything that doesn't make sense here. But all of it's in there just so you can remove as opposed to figure out how to add it, which is easier. So you can easily set up a payment receipt email this way, or any other emails that you want people to send. Like if you want to send an email when a bundle is added to an account, or whatever, all of these options are here. You can do that. So I think that answers all your questions. Let's see here. This next question is from Igor. My question is about partner payouts. I have a recurring membership product that rebills monthly. If I specify an affiliate as a partner, will this partner get paid every time the subscription renews, or only on the initial sale of the product? Let me take a look at this. I believe the answer is every single transaction. I'm just gonna look at something just to double check. Okay, so you're saying you put a partner payout here and you say use whatever commission profile. Yeah, it's gonna apply to every, well, it's gonna be based on the commission profile. Okay, so commission profile. So when you're creating your commission profile, you can specify, so if you say this is for partners, so here you specify enable commission on initial payment, or enable on rebill commissions. You can do either or both. So this is the answer to that question. How you set this up and configure this will determine if they're paid on initial payment and or on rebill payments. Okay, so that's how you do it. So you just set it up as you want, and then you can limit it. You can say, okay, They get paid on initial payment, and then they only get paid for the first 3 rebill payments. You save that, and then you go to your product and you say, for affiliate ID 123, use the partner's commission profile, and you're done. Okay. Next question is from Steve. I have a member who had her credit card hacked and is waiting for a new card. I'm not sure how to stop billing her until she can update her card. Well, if you're on the advanced plan with us, that's a really easy answer. If you're on the advanced plan, you just go, oh, this account's canceled. See if I have an account here with this active subscription. Okay, here we go. So if you're on the advanced plan, you'll notice that there's an edit icon on the subscriptions tab for the member. You can just click on that and you can push out the next rebill date to whenever you need to push it out to. The date in the future. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. October 30th. Okay, so now this person won't be billed till October 30th. Now, there's 2 things. 1, you need to be on the advanced plan with us, and 2, you need to be integrated with a card on file solution such as Stripe, Braintree, or authorized.net CIM in order for this to work. If you're not on the advanced plan or you're not using a card on file, billing through a card on file solution, then basically you're just going to need to cancel the subscription, which you can do again on the subscriptions tab. You can click this button to cancel the subscription only so that access gets maintained, right? So I'll cancel that. So now the subscription is canceled, but the access still remains. And then you're just going to need to make a reminder to yourself to get them to sign back up by going to your product settings. Whatever thing you started, if it's stopped, whether it's a membership or a bundle, you get the purchase link and then you send them this link so that they can sign back up. You know, it's not ideal. My suggestion would be just like don't do anything, you know. Member mouse, like if the card's not going to get billed, then the card's not going to get billed. Member mouse will go into the dunning process. It will automatically try to rebuild the card 2 to 3 times. If everything fails, it ultimately cancel the account, right? So it's up to you. It depends on, it depends on the current situation and the timing. Those are your options, and then you can determine what makes sense, how long it's going to take for this person to get their new card, and how much effort you want to put into it. Ideally you're on the advanced plan, and then you can just easily push the next rebuild date out. Okay, next question is from Jim. I noticed that the system no longer saves IP address in the activity log. Is that a setting or something I accidentally switched on? We do still save IP address. So if it's not saving for you, then it likely has to do something with your server environment, because basically our code, this is going to be a very basic way of putting this because I don't have a certain depth of knowledge in this. But our code basically, to get the IP address, is asking a question from the server. So whatever the answer we get back from the server is what we put into the database. So if the server is giving us an IP address, then we have something to put in the database. And if they don't, then we don't. So if you're not seeing an IP address, then it's because of something in your environment and not it's not something we've removed in the software. This next question is from Alan. When the user submits an incorrect username and password combination, the login form fields are emptied. Can the inputted username remain so the user just corrects it rather than retyping? Is that true? Of course, I knew that as soon as I stopped sharing my screen, I would need to share it again, because the past 2 questions I didn't need it, so I was like, oh, I'll stop sharing it. But then, oh, no, I messed up my camera. Okay. So let's see what this is. So go to demo, login. I don't think that it's possible. Well, it's not possible. It might be possible if we did something in the code and in a future release, but I don't think it's possible for you to do something to make that behave that way. I'm sure at the very, the username is one thing, the password is another. The password, once the login form gets submitted, the password is encrypted. So repopulating the password wouldn't necessarily be possible anyway, because as soon as the form's submitted, it's lost. It's not stored in any cookie or anything or state where it can be reaccessed to, and this isn't an Ajax form submission. It's actually like a page reload. So really, I think the ideal thing is if this were ever going to be implemented, it would be an Ajax form. There wouldn't be a new page load, and therefore you wouldn't have to remember anything. The form would just be as it is. But it is as it is right now. So I don't think that there's any workaround that you can do to get it to do that, unfortunately. Unless you maybe, so our login is simply like, you don't need to use our login form. We're integrated with the WordPress user system. So literally any plugin that's a login form for WordPress, including if you just go to wplogin.php, it works exactly the same way. The result will be the same. Oh, that's weird. It shows. The result will be the same of the login as if you were using the member mouse form. So it might be that somebody's created a WordPress plugin that does this, in which case behaves this way, in which case just use that. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. This is from Andre. Is it possible to sell access to a membership with a specified time limit? I have a membership that I usually offer as a subscription. I want to be able to sell access to this membership for 1 year, but without any recurring billing or subscription. I don't see any way to do this with products and memberships, but maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, I think if I'm understanding correctly, I think that you can do this. Specified time limit. So essentially what you're saying is you want to give people access to a year for a one-time price with no recurring. Basically, you just need to set an expiry setting on the membership level. So you see down here on the membership expiry settings, membership level expires after 12 months, let's say. So that way, and you really only would ever do this on a membership that's either free or doesn't have recurring billing, because if it has recurring billing and you set expiry settings, the access will be canceled after the time period specified, but the billing will continue. So you're basically would just be setting yourself up to get a bunch of emails from people complaining about paying you without getting access. So yeah, that would be the way that you do it. Just expiry settings on the membership level. All right. I think we got through all the questions. We have a couple minutes if there's any more that people have. My set director is on vacation right now, which is why the room is the way it is, in case you were wondering. Based on what you said about expirations, do you set up membership expiration within the billing cycle of the product? No, expiry settings, I might be misunderstanding, but expiry settings only apply to, can only be done on membership levels or bundles, not on products. But yes, if you were going to set up expiry settings on the membership level or the bundle, you would want to make sure that whatever product is associated with those things is not going to bill the person following when you've set the access to be expired. That's basically the thing you want to make sure you don't do. Because MemberMouse isn't going to stop you from doing that. That's essentially a logic error in setting things up. All right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and thank you for all the questions. I hope that the answers were helpful. And yeah, have a good weekend, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.